This is William K. Murtaugh, Witness 1, and today I would like to discuss buffoonery. Now, there is a conspiracy nut who puts out some really odd and weird explanations as to why things happen. In the case of missing and murdered children, he's done a number of these articles on his blog where he gets into these fantastical reasons why these kids are deceased or missing. And he's doing the same thing to Christopher C. Hallett, the owner of E-Claws, who was murdered in his home, allegedly by Neely Blanchard. Now, this buffoon has published a series of articles attempting to explain why Chris Hallett was killed. And the fishtail that he tells gets bigger every time he publishes one of his blog articles. The first blog article he wrote seemed to imply that it was the witness to the murder who either actually committed the murder or at least had some part in it. And it's expanded to where he claims that Chris Hallett was doing some sort of super important government work as a contractor, and for whatever reason he was assassinated. And there's a humongous plot to assassinate Mr. Hallett that actually went back to the time when Neely Blanchard allegedly kidnapped her two children and went on a trip across the state of Kentucky. Now, the problem here is that he is throwing, once again, people off the track. That eventually the truth about what happened to Chris Hallett is going to come out. And it's going to come out as to why he was murdered. When we have the jury trial, this will all come out. But this conspiracy theorist, in the meantime, is going to exploit the murder case with these weird conspiracy theories in order to make money. Now, if you look at the header on his blog, you will note that there are a number of donation sites there. There's a patron site there. I believe there's a couple of other methods for funding this conspiracy nut, who may or may not be alive, by the way. But this is the goal of this person, is to see how much money he can make off this fantasy. He wants to be another Newsmax, I guess, or one of these National Enquirer style social media accounts that publishes fiction that people pay good money to read and watch on the various YouTube channels that are out there, and on the many Twitter accounts this individual has. Now, you would think that one Twitter account would be enough to satisfy his hunger for attention, to get people to subscribe, read his material, and donate money to him. But no, he's got at least a dozen different Twitter accounts. And he also goes on my comment section and on my chat when I do live streams and expands his propaganda. You know, why he chooses me is rather strange. He's always had a burr up his ass about this channel since the day it was created. And this goes back a long ways. But this is the thing you got to understand here, is he is taking people's eye off the ball with this buffoonery. He is distracting people away from the truth. And the simple truth is that Chris Hallett made promises he was not able to keep. He told this woman that he was going to be able to get her children back because he was this all-powerful person, had connections in Congress, had direct connections to the President of the United States, and so on and so forth, and he had none of these things. He was nothing more than an auto parts guy who, in his spare time, ran a rather odd legal advice channel on Facebook, YouTube, or wherever. And that everything he talked about on this entertainment outlet was utter and complete nonsense. And people believed this stuff. And they had faith in it, as did this woman. And unfortunately for her, it had disastrous results. She lost her children. He had made her situation worse. She somehow came to the conclusion that he was actually working with the government to keep her from having custody of her children. The exact opposite of what he was supposed to be doing. And in a fit of rage, she went over there and she murdered him. And now she's being charged with second-degree murder. Now, in the days and weeks to come, we are going to see what else comes out of this buffoon's blog, and we are going to see how this case develops as we get down the road. And so I would appreciate it if you would all like, subscribe, share, and hit the notifications so that you can be up to date on the latest Murdathon and any news that I am able to obtain regarding this case and the buffoons that have surrounded themselves in getting involved in it. And so until then, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And this is William K. Murtaugh, Witness 1. Have a good one.